everyone, hope you're all well. So I have to do a cover for this beautiful little Christmas journal that I've been making, so I thought I'd take you along with me. It's going to be a simple one. I'm still relatively new, especially at making the covers. I find that one of the most nerve-wracking parts of making a journal. I've stuck the signatures in, so the cover just has to work out. So it's got 3 signatures, this one, and as you can see it's a reused book cover, which I love to use. It is a vintage book cover. It's got a few little dents and splotches and that, but I don't mind. I think it just adds to the authenticity of a vintage journal. So yes, the first thing I want to do is I thought I would brighten it up just a little bit and try using this Inka Gold. Now I got this from Auntie Vera Scrap and Craft. I will link her store and her blog and Facebook group down below. So the papers that I've been using in this journal I won from Auntie Vera Scrap and Craft as well. So yeah, so I thought I'll give this a go. I've used it once to go around the edges of some papers and I made a bit of a mess, but practice makes perfect, I figure, so I thought I'd give it a go. And I just want to edge the covers. So I think we'll do the back cover. It does dry really quick, but I think we'll do the back cover, and then rather turning it around and worrying about smudging it, I'll put it aside, do a few other jobs, and then get back to doing the front of the cover. So what I'm going to do, as you can see, it's like a paint. It's a metallic paint. It's absolutely beautiful though. I'm just going to get a little bit onto my finger. Now I'm going to start with just real little bits because last time I think I had a bit much on there, and I just want to go around just the edges of the book cover like that, just to highlight them a little bit. It looks really nice actually. Just don't want to get too much up too far on there, but I quite like that. So I'll just show you a bit closer. If you can see the gold edge there, it's beautiful. So I'll just open this up, do along this side. Get some on the corner there. So I hope everyone in the fire affected areas are safe. I haven't been looking on the weather to see what changes there've been. I know we're in for the hot weather in the next couple of days, so I know where I live there was, I think it was one of the fire sergeants or something said, you know, if you can like leave home in the hills area here, just because of the danger. Half the problem is though, I reckon that when I've been driving around the edges of the road have been full of weeds that are about head height, so they don't seem to be kept up with very well, which is a worry. So yes, I'm just going slow at this, but I am doing a better job than what I did last time. So more on there. And that's looking good. Just wanted to highlight the edges a bit and make the picture that I put on stand out a bit more. So I'll do around the top. So I have a lot of projects on the go at the moment, so I'm going to try and video as much as I can because I've been a bit slack with my videos lately. It's not too bad. Now I'm just thinking whether I want to go. I might just go along here a little bit too. I love the effect it gives, especially on the because the book is a bit bumpy. Can't think of the proper word for it. You know, it's not smooth, so it doesn't matter if it smudges over a bit neither. Get a little bit in this corner here. A bit more there. I'm just going to go along here a little bit more. It's very easy to work with. Alright, make sure there's no big lumps of it anywhere. I'll just put the lid on that. So I'll let that dry properly before I go and turn it over and do the other side. So I'm just going to wipe my fingers off so that my other bits and pieces don't end up gold. That would be a dilemma. So it washes off really easy too, which is great. Alright, just slip that over there. The next thing I want to do is I have some bits of paper here that I want to use on the cover and a bit of cheesecloth. Now, I thought I might actually Mod Podge these before I put them on. I do have a tendency to stick things on and then Mod Podge and it bubbles. So I thought to try and avoid that, I want to Mod Podge these first because they're going on the cover. They'll, you know, get a lot more wear and tear. So the Mod Podge will seal it and I'm hoping it'll make it just that little bit stronger as well. So this is the awesome picture of Santa that I have fussy cut out of one of the 12 by 12 sheets that I won from Auntie Vera. Gorgeous picture, and when I saw that I knew that had to be my cover. And then I have fussy cut another bit out of one of the sheets that I want to put on the back. And I've got this music paper, it's just blank music paper. I'd like to put that on the back as well. And then I've got this just to cover up the spine because it is a textbook for midwives. I don't think that's very appropriate for a Christmas journal, so I must cover that. So yes, we'll Mod Podge these bits. Now, I've got the baking paper under the lid. This Mod Podge I had closed last time I used it, and before I knew how stuck it gets, I could not physically get it open, and I had to use this and ram it up in there and clear all the dried up glue out and like prise it open to be able to open it. So that made me reminded me well to put your greaseproof paper under there, a lot easier. So yes, it definitely sticks well, that's for sure. Now I'm just going to scoop some of this out and put it into my little pot. I just prefer to do that than contaminate it by sticking my brush in there. Clean the lid off. It should dry pretty quick in this weather. I think it's 30 something here today. So I think I will start with this first. Now I have inked around them, and it is your distress ink, so it's not like waterproof, so we'll see how it goes, but I never know whether I should ink before or after, so I do both. So it's all a learning curve. I think that's the best way to learn is through trying these things and see whether they work or not, so we'll give it a go. So yeah, I'm just using my foam brush. I find it easier and I just don't have a big brush yet. I'm just going to run it up. There will be lines in, you know, the direction that I'm going in, but that's all right. I think it looks all right. It is your matte Mod Podge too. Yeah, I think I can see the ink running a little bit, but it's not too bad. I just don't want to overdo the Mod Podge, I don't think. So I'll probably stick these on, and if I feel they need another coat, I'll do another coat after they're stuck on, but I think that'll stop it from bubbling so much. Also, I'm probably going to use a matte spray on it when it's done. Just spray the whole cover in a matte spray, just to add another level of protection. So I'll try this next. It is matte, but it still seems to leave a little bit of gloss afterwards, but that's alright. I actually like that for the cover. Now these fussy cuts have been inked around as well. So I'm just putting them on some greaseproof paper that I have up there to dry off. I just want to move this over a bit. Had to grab some ice cream yesterday. Definitely getting the weather for it. Okay, that's not too bad. Put that over there. Now I'm just going to move my book out of the way. And make sure that my papers don't stick together while they're drying. And we'll do Santa. I love fussy cutting bits and pieces out of your sheets. It's amazing how many different bits and pieces you can do with just the one sheet of paper too. Try and get all the lines sort of going in the same direction. Tell you what, it is drying real quick today. Alright, put that to the side. I think that looks pretty good. Stick my brush into some cold water. Now, I'll just wipe off my little stick here. I love these little plastic trays. I think my dad used to work at Meatworks years and years ago, and I think he got these from there. So, and I've got a big stack of them, and they're so handy. And I just clean them up and reuse them. So, which I will do afterwards. Put that to the side. Which side? Good question. Up there. Wipe the glue off my fingers. Then we should be safe to do the other side of this cover with the Inka Gold, I reckon. While we let our Mod Podge dry. So, I might just fold this so I don't get glue on my cover. And put it like that. I must be the most fumblesome crafter. I should name myself that, the fumblesome crafter. I'm always throwing everything and dropping everything. This is good. The more you use it, the more confidence you get at using these things. I love the gold effect, so I'm going to start using this a lot, I think, on journaling cards and tags. Just thought for a Christmas journal, I haven't really put much bling in this one or anything, but I just thought a bit of gold on the cover will look nice. I think I'll just up a little bit more along there. Oop, a bit far, but that's all right. That's what I did with my last project. That's not too bad though. I still have to put the pictures on and that, so. Actually, I think I've got a bit of cheesecloth hanging over that bit too, so that'll help. And then some along the spine. I thought of using a paintbrush, but it's a bit more rustic and had to put it on with your finger. Quite like the way that looks actually. Just looks a bit more distressed if you smudge it here and there anyway, which is quite fitting. Now I'm not sure if I'm going to, I'll probably do around the spine a bit, but I might do that after as well and just let that dry for now. So what I will do is I will leave those to dry just for 10 minutes or something, because that's about all it will take, and then I will be back to stick it all on. Okay, so I'm back. So it's been about 10-15 minutes and my Mod Podge seems pretty dry, and it does feel nice and a lot stronger actually, so I'm happy that I did that, and it's not all bubbled, so that's good. So it's time to stick all those bits onto my cover, and the Inka Gold seems nice and dry as well, so that's great. All right, so where to start here? I think we might start with the back. So just turn it over. So my idea with the back is to use this fussy cut piece, and we still want to see the gold, so I'd be sticking it something like that. And I have this piece that I like underneath. I still might find another picture or a saying or something to stick on this afterwards, but for now I quite like it like that. Now this is a little bit long too, so I'll have to cut that down, so I might do that first. Just got to debate which end I want to cut down. I reckon I'll cut it down the bottom a bit. So I'm almost looking at cutting it off about here. Just double check that. Yeah, that looks good, and then you can still see the gold peeking out either side. So I'm just going to give that a quick ink. Over it real quick again. Won't be too fussy because I did ink it beforehand. Alright. So we will get this piece of paper down first. Got to definitely make sure I've got the back. Get paranoid, especially on camera, that I'm going to stick things on the wrong side. It'd be just my luck. Got to be so much more mindful when you're doing things on film. It's a learning curve, that's for sure. So I need a bit of glue on here because the cover isn't smooth. I want it to stick well. I want all these little edge bits to stick down to. Should be enough glue. I think that'll be okay. Just gonna wipe my fingers off a bit. Oh, it's still a little bit wet by the looks of things. Just gotta be careful because that Mod Podge is still a bit tacky. That'll be alright though. I'm just gonna have to be careful. I think I had a little bit of glue still on my fingers and it stuck to the Mod Podge a bit. A little bit of glue seeping out the edges. I can just rub that into a ball and get it off. It's just bubbled up here a bit, so what I'll do is grab my little glue so I can shove the nozzle underneath and get it right on the edges there. I'll get some under there. Oh, it doesn't matter too much here because we are going to cover this bit with, which is probably a better idea. It's just making sure it's stuck well around here is the main thing, which is looking pretty good. Just got a few little bits of glue that have seeped out that I'll just rub off. Alright, it's not too bad. Find my pin. Now let's just have a look how that's going to cover. Yeah, that's going to cover those bits well, so that's alright. So try and get this on. Make sure that I get all those fussy cuts, all the fussy cut pointy bits with glue on, or else they're going to stick out and get bumped on everything. Let's see how we can go with this. So we want it back about there. It's not too bad. Just easier to push it down rather than my fingers sticking to it all. And push it down with the napkin. Just also picking up the little bits of glue that seep out the edges of the fussy cut bits as I go. I think it'd probably be better to let the Mod Podge dry for a good hour or two, but I mean it's dry enough. And even if I do let it dry for the hour or two, it'll still probably be a little bit tacky, because it usually ends up tacky for me. I use baby powder or whatever on it. The matte spray might help that I put on afterwards as well. I'll get those little glue balls off after too. Just let it dry for a bit. I really like that actually. I did use music paper that had notes and that, but I didn't quite like it as much. Bubbled a little bit, but it's not too bad. Love the fussy cut bit there. So And that will be the back. Now I think we're safe to do the spine because I can just have the book open like that. So I'm going to put this on like that. I think that'll be quite nice. Just get my dry paper towel there. Move it over a little bit. So yes, must get out and water afterwards. Sort of forget to water when we've had rain on and off so consistently, really. Not enough of it, but enough to sort of keep gardens going until now. So I have to remind myself to get out and water regularly, especially before tomorrow's 40 plus. Get this on so it covers the words. Let's see, that looks pretty good. I like that. The Mod Podge actually does look really good on there for the cover. Now it's a little bit poking up there, but what I'll do is let it dry and then go back over with my fine tip glue and do any bits that are sticking up a little. But I'll give this time to dry first. I like that, that's really nice. Now, might put the Inka Gold down there and up there. It's hard to tell. I do really like how it's turned out though. It looks really nice with that as a frame. Bit of glue on the cover, but that'll be covered, so that's alright. This bit won't, so I better get that off. Just scratch it and I'll lift up. There we go. It's a bit better. Alright, now that should be safe to put on the grease proof. Okay, so what am I doing? That's right, I reckon we're missing a little bit here too. Just see if it's going somewhere else. It's always something. I had a little bit of holly that I wanted to put up in the top corner, but I've got a funny feeling it's gone AWOL. But that's alright because I can find another bit afterwards if I need to and add it. So we'll just work on Santa for now. Alright, now I have this bit of cheesecloth because he just looks a bit plain like that, and I tried a whole lot of different papers behind, but I didn't like him because I really like the way that the red looks behind him. But it did look nice with a bit of cheesecloth just under here. So I just want to get that where I like it before I whack. Yeah, I liked it somewhere around there. Was it that side or the other side? I like that too. Stick it down and then cut it off afterwards. I just want to make sure that I get it in the position that I want it. So it would be somewhat like that. Looks good. So if I leave that there, I'm just going to use my stick glue just to hold it there while I stick Santa on top, and Santa will hold it down. And then if I need to, I can add some more glue to the cheesecloth afterwards. Just like this. Now I don't want it too lumpy or bumpy for Santa to sit on. So we'll stretch this out a little bit. It's not too bad. Yep, that looks pretty good. Alright, now we'll get Santa on and then we can trim the cheesecloth down afterwards. It's so nerve-wracking doing the covers, I reckon. Wonder if you guys feel the same. I should probably do the cover before I stitch the signatures in, but I always seem to leave it to the end. Just got a few more embellishments to whack in it and it'll be all done, so that'll be great. So the papers I'm using are from the Naughty or Nice collection. I've got some 12 by 12 papers and there's also a 6 by 6 paper pack, as well as embellishments, die cut embellishments. So I'm using bits of all of that in the journal. Okay, let's see how we go sticking Santa on. I lost Santa yesterday. I was a bit disturbed about that. I was looking everywhere for him. A few glue bombs here and there that I have to get off. Alright, paper towel. It's a big glue bomb there. I don't know where that came from. Probably my finger. That bit off. Looking pretty good. Just want to make sure it's all stuck down well. Alright, it's not looking too bad. Now, I'll just find my little scissors and see how much. It's nice to have a few dangles of this cheesecloth, I reckon. Now, I don't know how much that's going to affect when you open it and close. I think some of this needs to come off. I don't mind that too much though. What I'll do is if it annoys me too much, I'll shorten it more. But otherwise it's nice and rustic. Cut that off a little bit. So yes, I've just got to find my little bit of holly to put up the top corner there. And that's basically my cover done. If I find a word or something that I think would be suitable down here, I'll put it down there. I've got a tie that I want to do that has a little tag hanging off of it that says Merry Christmas, and that looks really cool on the front as well. So that'll top it off nicely. So it's a very simple cover, but I do really like it. That's the spine. And we've got the back that's got some cheesecloth stuck to it. Everything's sticking to it. So yeah, I'll go over that with some matte spray and if I need to, talcum powder just to get some of the tackiness away, but otherwise I really love the way that looks. Doesn't even really need anything else on it. Alright, hope you all have a wonderful day. Thanks for joining me and take care. See you later.